can't stand on a corner
Disorderly
and yell
conduct.
to random people. What are you talking about?
You can't. That's not freedom of speech.
Is there a reason you just drove me here without my seatbelt on?
Why are you hurt? If you continue to use obscene language that bothers other people, you are going to be arrested for it, okay?
So what'd you say to the customer in there?
I don't answer questions.
I thought he was homeless.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. On October 3rd of 2024, Kanban was protesting with a sign outside of an auto repair shop that he felt had done him dirty, and after a brief verbal argument with the staff, they called 911. Officers Joe Murphy and Mike Pucci of the Cohoes Police Department arrived shortly after.
So what happened with your vehicle? What's the problem that's got you this upset that you're going to
I dropped my vehicle off here yesterday. First I had to wait 3 weeks for them to see it. When I got it back, the back right tire was completely flat. It's a brand new tire, $200.
Yeah.
So something happened in the time it was here. I can't prove it, which is totally justifiable, valid, can't prove it, so they're not obligated, but I know that something happened to my tire here.
Yeah.
So I'm just holding a sign up on public sidewalk.
And what did they do about the tire? They didn't, when you said something, did they not make it right at all?
My girlfriend brought it here this morning because we just picked it up last night.
Yeah.
And he checked it.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find any bubbles coming out except from the valve stem.
Right.
And he didn't want to do anything about it. And then when I got here, he tried saying that there's no leak. I said, you saw the bubbles coming out of the valve stem.
Yeah, he told me there was a leak. There seemed to be a leak out of the valve stem.
Yeah. Irritate me, get out of here. And so I walked out, and however that went, and I left.
And where's your vehicle now?
My girlfriend has it.
Okay, so she's driving the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to fill the tire up when she leaves work. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
So you've got a disgruntled customer.
Yes.
Who's out there exercising his First Amendment rights.
Yes.
To put up a sign that
606 County.
that your guy believes are going to damage his truck.
606.
Very aggressive, disrespectful.
Yeah, he was calling our customer name.
And raising his voice, just being disrespectful.
Yep.
And it's not like we didn't take his tire off and look at it. He's suggesting that we repaired his car yesterday.
6206, go ahead.
He came in this morning saying his tire was flat. We curbed the tire. That we hit the curb, punctured his tire. So I took the tire off, we soaped it down, and it's clearly leaking from the valve stem core. I said, look at this core. It's a $200 tire. It's all fun. He's being very disrespectful and aggressive. So
Yeah. He came in here and was
well, very much so.
nasty.
Yes.
What was he saying to you guys?
Well, he started out being calm. He's like, I'm not saying anything, but the tire was full yesterday. When I left here, it was flat. So I said, I'll take a look at it and see what we're doing. And I took the tire off. I soaked it all up, and the only leak that I see from the tire is the actual core and valve stem. I said, you need a valve stem, but.
While speaking to the staff, a customer alleged that Kanban had called her names during the disagreement.
Seems like a peach, huh?
Yeah.
Did you talk to him yet?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, so the biggest thing is he's
Explain the story.
obviously just a disgruntled customer. But the biggest thing is he was in here causing a problem. She's a customer, and he's in here calling her names, and
He did. CUNT.
After speaking with the staff, the officers approached Kanban.
No, I came in here and picked up my car. He complained about this condition I got it back in, and then when he asked me to leave, I left. And now I'm on a public sidewalk. Anything else?
So what'd you say to the customer in there?
I don't answer questions. And I responded to you. I don't answer questions.
What did you say to the customer?
If you want to get a judge to order me to do it, then I would do it.
A judge to order you to answer questions?
Yeah, they're the only one that can make you answer a question. So.
Really?
Yeah.
not really quite how that works.
I mean,
okay?
it's
Especially
virtually enough. I don't have to answer your question.
when we're conducting an investigation, which we
Absolutely.
are, because there's an accusation that you were in there, that you're in there yelling and swearing at people and using obscene language in a public setting.
Okay.
Which is called
private property, but anyway.
disorderly conduct.
Yeah.
It's a public setting. It doesn't matter whether it's public property or not. When you're in a public setting and you're using obscene language, and that's upsetting multiple people in there, then it's what's called disorderly conduct, which is a violation of law. And when we're conducting that investigation, you are obligated to do things like give your name, date of birth, things like that,
for sure.
identify yourself, okay?
If you're
so
going
on
to
and so
mandate
forth.
that, I'll give you that.
If you want to stand out here, and if you want to stand out here and hold up a sign, you can. The problem is when you cross the line and you go in and you start yelling and swearing at people. That's a problem. That's a violation of law.
I'll tell you this.
Okay? Do you have identification on you, sir?
To get my car. No.
Okay. What's your last name?
Or I'm sorry, to complain about the condition of my car.
Okay. What's your last name, sir? How do you spell that, Mr.?
And you're saying if I don't give it to you, you'll arrest me, right?
It's considered
You're going
obstruction.
to arrest me if I don't give you
It's
my name.
considered obstruction if you don't, because we're conducting an investigation.
Okay.
Right. So it's called obstruction
I'm just
of.
verifying.
Yeah.
Officer Murphy suggests that Kanban cannot use obscene language in public, but it appears he is unaware of what the courts have deemed to be obscene. The 1973 Supreme Court case, Miller v. California, gave birth to the Miller test to determine whether material is obscene based on 3 criteria. Number 1, the average person applying contemporary community standards would have to find the work appealing to the prurient interests. For example, an excessive or unhealthy interest in sexual matters. Second, the work must depict or describe in a patently offensive way sexual conduct or functions. And finally, the work or speech taken as a whole must be void of literary, artistic, political, or scientific value. Not to mention that all 3 criteria must be met for material to be considered obscene.
An odd way to spend your time over a valve stem.
I'm going to be here every fucking week, dude. Every fucking week I'm going to be right in this spot with this sign.
Hey, listen to this.
And you can tell them that. Tell them not to waste your time calling you down here anymore unless I start screaming.
Well, like I said, the problem is not so much you stand here. The problem is when you go inside and you start using obscene language, you can't.
That, but they came out here and said I was going to get arrested for slander.
Well.
So they're fucking idiots.
You've got First Amendment rights. I know
I'm
that.
fully aware of that.
Yeah, no big deal. But like I said, when you go in and you start harassing customers, it's a different thing. Okay, it's a different story.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not going to go back on their property and whatever I said in my
6207 County. Copy of name and date of birth.
Officer Murphy runs his information and realized he had seen Kanban the previous evening.
Ah, you were out there working on the back right tire last night.
Yep. Did you guys arrest anybody after the second time?
So you knew there was a problem with that back right tire. You were saying that the.
Yeah, I picked it up yesterday.
Yeah, I saw you trying to. You were spraying water on it, trying to look for a leak last night. Did you find a leak while you were doing that?
Just in the stem.
Just in that stem, same way.
I wish I found a leak because I could have plugged it, but it's in the stem.
Yeah.
I don't know what the.
Section 9807. Are you at the station?
And you think that they did something to it that
I know for? Listen, I don't have like picture evidence that my tire wasn't flat when I dropped it off. So I'm not trying to like,
yeah, right.
I personally know that I dropped my car off and my tire pressure light wasn't on, and my car didn't feel like I had a flat tire. And then 6 to 8 hours later, I picked it up and it's completely flat.
She stated
you have to wonder,
she's
all right,
just looking
does
to
it have
see
like
if she left her phone in the bathroom. Is there a
right. Or a major leak.
20 minutes later, it's flat again. So something happened.
So
because I got in my car yesterday morning, it wasn't flat. It would have been flat then, and drove it over here, and it was okay.
Right.
And as I'm talking to him about it, he wants to say, "You're starting to irritate me because I'm not just taking no for an answer," and walks away.
Yeah.
And now I'll be here every week, dude, with this sign. That's perfectly legal. Every week I'm going to be here. Go tell your boss. Every fucking week, dude. You've picked on somebody that has nothing but time, dude.
Again, the language
is free speech.
No, it's not.
Yes,
just so you know, when you're.
Yes, it is.
Listen,
what I just did is free speech.
Foul language in a public setting, if it disturbs somebody, is not free speech.
I can put on the back of my truck. Okay?
You can say that to me all you want.
I can say that in public.
You can't.
Unless I'm doing it to cause a disturbance. But if it's my general language, I'm allowed to say whatever I want.
If somebody's offended by it, though, it becomes...
You're not the feelings police, dude. It's freedom of speech. Do you really want to enforce something like that? What do you think's going to happen in 20 years? What are you talking about?
I would absolutely enforce something like that. We do it all the time.
Understandable to ridiculous.
Well, it's because you're not listening.
In a conversation.
You're correct. You most certainly can. You most certainly can.
In a conversation.
You most certainly can.
I was just in a conversation.
You can say, you can tell me to go f myself. You can do all of that.
Okay, and so
the problem is what you can't do is when you're talking to a third party. Between you and I, you can do that.
He walked up to me.
He walked up to this officer and he was speaking to this officer.
He insinuated the start of a conversation by grinning at me.
Listen, I'm trying to educate you on the law so you actually know what you're talking about, because unfortunately you don't.
I can stand on a corner
disorderly
and yell
conduct.
to random people. What are you talking about?
You can't. That's not freedom of speech. Just like you can't.
Interacting with
just like
party.
being. Listen.
Is this interacting with third party?
Just like being in a theater where you can't yell fire. That's not free speech.
That's private property. Limited public forum.
It doesn't matter about the property.
Limited public forum. It matters how it's classified.
Well, I'll tell you what. You continue to do it. When you get arrested for it, you can then explain it to the judge and try to give your theory of what you believe is correct.
Is your opinion that this is interacting with third parties? right? Like me holding this up.
Yeah, sure, you're showing it to other people,
I
right?
can put on the back of my pickup truck window, which would also be interacting with third parties, and there's nothing you can do.
The difference is you're in a public setting and you're talking to somebody, you're verbalizing it, okay? There's a difference.
Okay.
And it's in the law.
Well, you can
it's
tell
under
them if they don't
disorderly
come up to
conduct
me and talk to me, I'm not going to be yelling over to them.
Okay.
But I am going to be here every single week.
And that's fine. Like I said, that's your prerogative, whatever, unless we know something else or we're given... I'm Officer Murphy.
Sergeant?
No, just an officer.
Okay.
Just a patrolman.
I'm going to go clarify those laws.
6211.
You're going to what?
I'm going to go clarify what you're
Putting a call on your screen.
You most certainly can, sir. We've got supervisors, everything, and they will clarify that for you. Okay? That's why I said the problem is when you cross the line is when you go in and you start calling people names inside using obscene language.
Car on a public roadway.
All right, I'm not going to argue with you. You enjoy here, but if you continue to use obscene language that bothers other people, you are going to be arrested for it, okay? I'm just letting you know.
But okay.
You can doubt it all you want.
Doubt it'll go the way you want.
Okay.
You can move your car. He's trying to get that.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, absolutely.
Unable to assist in any way, the officers prepare to leave, and as Officer Murphy moves his cruiser, Mike Pucci can be heard breaking the bad news to the shop. The officers then attempt to find a reason to arrest Kanban.
So he swore to you, but he didn't make any threats to you, did he? Did he make any threats to you anyway?
he just called me a bitch and and all that other fun.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not against the law.
Right, yeah, and that's why I wanted to make sure, because if there was something that I could arrest him for, I would, but unfortunately, being out there, obscene language here, not in our presence, we have to observe it in order for it to be a violation of law. And we didn't, unfortunately, but that's why I wanted to make sure if he made a threat, then that's something I can take a complaint on and arrest him for. But
oh, no, I would have just not.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to see you.
What does the sign say?
Go anywhere just yet. It says that this place will break the vehicle, will damage the vehicle.
Okay, thank you. I just trying to figure out what it says.
Yeah. So I recognize he was out last night outside in front of his house. Because we had a disturbance down on, he lives in the city here, and we had a disturbance in the area, and he was working on that back tire last night, like looking for leaks and stuff on it last night, so I know he, had some sort of an issue with it, but
yeah, and he brought it over
the problem is he can't, he even knows, he admitted that he has no proof that it was done here,
right,
but he believes it was,
right,
and that's all.
We curbed the tire, but there's no damage to the tire. He could have done it at any point from then till now.
Yeah.
No, not allowed.
Officer Murphy then makes a phone call and mutes his mic.
Muting for conference.
When he returns, he witnesses Officer Mike Pucci say the same word that they're about to arrest Kanban for.
You're saying this is valve stem. What you guys did in fucking engine work. You did spark plugs.
Yeah, so we curbed it.
If there's
if I can put a $2 valve stem in it, I will.
If while we're here, anybody gets offended by his obscene language, let us know. Then we've got cause to take him for disorderly conduct.
Yeah, I'd rather not see him arrested, but it's very unreasonable.
I'd rather not arrest him. I'd rather him just go on his way.
The officers then join the shop employees and customers to laugh at Kanban.
He's actually great. So they both
He came up and gave him $1, thought he was homeless.
Well, that's what I thought when I pulled up. Yeah, that's all right. If he's standing there, he's leaving someone else alone, so I don't care.
Yeah, right. You know as well as I do is it's not going to deter somebody who's coming up to give you business anyways. That sign is not going to deter them anyways.
You can't read it unless you stop right on top of it.
Right. And if I told him, the only thing I told him was, as far as his language and stuff, if he's out there using obscene language and it's disturbing other people, then it's a disorderly conduct charge and he can be arrested for it.
Because he was calling me.
Yeah, so.
Not necessary.
Yep.
Hell, that car had no damage before it got here, right?
I don't know. Though everyone on scene can agree that the comment was directed at the officers and not at the shop or customers.
Did you tell her I'm going to be here every week?
We hear you, pal. Everybody knows you have no job.
I told you already once about the language. I'm not going to tell you again, okay? Yeah, okay. Okay, there we go. That's enough. They're offended by it. Yep. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back, sir. Okay?
Right.
You're going to be arrested at this point for disorderly conduct and obscene language, okay?
Yep. Got keys in my pocket.
I explained it to you, and
freedom of speech. Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow, don't worry.
as long as you're not using obscene language.
Dispatch 6211.
6211.
You do cheeseburgers?
Just glad to give a call. I am pending. It's going to be a phone call. The complainant.
I wasn't rude till your boss called me irritating and walked away from the conversation.
I'm calling irritating and doing what you're doing are two totally different things.
Well, yeah, I didn't say they weren't.
Hey, if this is the way you want to spend your life.
That her kids go to every day.
Let's do some work.
Yeah.
Kanban was arrested and driven to the police station for booking.
All the YouTube videos, and you don't know the difference between free speech and disorderly conduct?
Like I said, you will get the opportunity to explain that in court, sir.
You're not telling me anything I don't know. I literally just said I can't wait to see you in court.
Okay.
Your body cam's on, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason you didn't put my seatbelt on?
What's that?
Is there a reason you just drove me here without my seatbelt on?
Why are you hurt?
Well, it's about getting hurt if you don't have your seatbelt on, right? That's why it's a regulation.
Are you hurt?
He was charged with disorderly conduct and assigned a public defender, and the DA offered a deferment with a mental health evaluation. That offer was declined, and later, they offered a deferment without the evaluation. Although we know that profanity is not unlawful, if it were, Kanban's use of profanity was still during a conversation with the officers. But what if the comment he was arrested for was directed at the shop and customers? Well, a person is guilty of disorderly conduct when, with intent to cause public inconvenience, annoyance or alarm, or recklessly creating a risk thereof. While in a public place he uses abusive or obscene language, or makes an obscene gesture. In the police report, the officers wrote that he was yelling inside the business. There are no facts to support the allegations. All testimony from the shop and customers about things said outside of the presence of law enforcement is considered hearsay.
Obscene language here, not in our presence. We have to observe it in order for it to be a violation of law.
Furthermore, the statute is specific to actions on public property. The officers continued to write that once he was on the sidewalk, Kanban was warned several times that he could not swear in public when it is offensive to other civilians. But in the video, Kanban is clearly calm and standing alone in public. His speech was not likely to provoke a violent reaction from the average person, nor was it obscene or reckless. In fact, the public defender's office is alleged to have said that this was the calmest disorderly conduct arrest he's ever seen. In People v. Baker, the New York Court of Appeals held that isolated statements using coarse language to criticize the actions of a police officer, unaccompanied by provocative acts or other aggravating circumstances, will rarely afford a sufficient basis to infer the presence of the public harm mens rea necessary to support a disorderly conduct charge. And even with all that said, the issue of intent still remains. The state must prove that Kanban intended to cause public inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm, and the court must consider the extent to which his conduct annoyed others, whether he continued after being warned, and whether his conduct created a risk of causing public disorder. But the officers don't have enough non-hearsay evidence to support their accusations, and thus the case has already fallen flat, and we haven't even mentioned Cohoes v. California. Put simply, in Cohoes, the Supreme Court held that the mere use of profanity or offensive language would not be sufficient to justify an arrest or criminal penalty based solely on the speech itself. But still, the case has not been dismissed, and Kanban's next hearing is in the near future. So if you're interested in following this one, check the comment section for updates, and be sure to check out Kanban's channel for the full unedited body cam. Otherwise, until next time, be sure to check out another episode linked on screen.